Hey guys, welcome back to the Love and Dating podcast. I'm your host and your dost Niyoti Srivastav, and today we are diving into something that could truly change the way you connect with women. Want to attract her? Master meaningful conversation. Now I know we have all been there. Those moments where you are standing across from someone you are interested in, but the conversation feels like pulling teeth. You have run out of things to say and that awkward silence creeps in. Sound familiar? Listen, we have all been there and I'm here to tell you it doesn't have to be that way. The key to attracting her, to truly connecting on a deeper level, isn't about memorizing pickup lines or impressing her with your job title. It's about one thing: mastering the art of meaningful conversations. So, let's break it down today and talk about how you can make those moments count. Because when you master the art of meaningful conversations, you don't just stand out, you create the kind of connection that lasts. Now let's start with the elephant in the room. Small talk. You have probably heard it a million times. Small talk is the killer of any real connection. But why is that? Why does it feel so hollow? Think about it. When you are talking about the weather, or the latest movie, or some random TV show, it's easy to fall into a pattern. It feels safe, doesn't it? But here is the thing. Small talk doesn't let you really see each other. It's like trying to judge a book by its cover. Sure, it might give you a quick glimpse, but it doesn't tell you anything about the depth of the story. Now, let's be honest. Everyone has used small talk at some point, especially on first dates or when meeting someone new. It's kind of like a social icebreaker. But the real question is, how do you move past that? How do you shift from small talk to something that truly sparks connection? That's where we need to master meaningful conversations. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine this scenario. You are at a cafe, sitting across from a woman you have just met. She is interesting, attractive, and you are genuinely excited to learn more about her. But after a few minutes, the conversation starts to fizzle. You're talking about how your day went or discussing the same movies you have both seen, and you are both checking your phones, trying to think of something else to say. Now instead of feeling the connection grow, the gap widens. She's thinking, is this it? And you're feeling frustrated because you know there is so much more to this moment, but you are stuck. What if instead of talking about movies, you started to talk about something real? Something that actually matters. What if instead of going on about the weather, you asked her about her dreams, her values, her passions? Something more than surface level pleasantries. When you engage in a meaningful conversation, something magic happens. You start to understand each other, and understanding each other is the foundation of connection. It goes beyond the moment. It's what sticks with her long after the date is over. But how do you get to that point? Let me share a story with you that really highlights the power of a meaningful conversation. A few months ago, I was having lunch with a friend. Let's call him Arjun. Now Arjun is a really great guy, smart, charming, and honestly, one of the most interesting people I know. But despite all that, he had a tough time connecting with women. His first dates always seemed to fizzle out and he couldn't figure out why. So one day I asked him, Arjun, when you're on a date, what are you talking about? He shrugged and said, I go with the flow. Talk about work, travel, sports, the usual stuff. I nodded and asked, but do you really connect with her on those topics? He paused. I mean, it's fine, but it doesn't feel deep. I guess I don't really know what to ask. That was the moment it clicked. Arjun wasn't asking the right questions to move the conversation deeper. Instead, he was staying at the surface level, keeping it safe. So we talked about it. I told him, next time you are out with a woman, ask her questions that matter to her. Ask her about her passions, her childhood memories, her values, things that show you care about understanding her as a person. A few weeks later, Arjun called me up after a date and I could hear the excitement in his voice. Niyuti, I tried what you suggested. We didn't just talk about the usual stuff. We had a real conversation about what we value in life, about where we see ourselves in the future. It was amazing. Arjun was really thrilled, and the best part? The woman he was dating felt the connection too. They moved from small talk to deeper conversations that created a real bond. That's what happens when you focus on more than just filling the silence. It's about showing genuine interest and creating an emotional connection. So now that we understand why meaningful conversations matter, let's talk about how you can actually make them happen. Here are a few practical tips to help you take your conversations from surface level to something that really sparks connection. The first one is ask open-ended questions. Small talk usually revolves around yes and no questions. These do not leave room for much conversation. Instead, ask open-ended questions that encourage her to share more about herself. Questions like, what's something you are passionate about? What's been a defining moment in your life? What's a dream you have always had but haven't chased yet? These kind of questions show that you are interested in her as a person, not just in her appearance or basic details. The second one is listen actively. Here is a pro tip. Women love when you truly listen. Active listening means focusing completely on what she is saying, without interrupting, without checking your phone or thinking about your next sentence. It's about being present in the moment. When she feels heard, it creates a sense of trust and understanding. The third one is share personal stories. You can't expect to get deeper if you don't open up yourself. Share a meaningful story or experience from your own life. Vulnerability isn't a weakness, it's a powerful way to show authenticity. When you share something personal, it gives her permission to do the same. It's the back and forth exchange that deepens the conversation. The fourth one is avoid one-word responses. If you respond with yeah or okay every time she speaks, you are killing the conversation. Keep it flowing by adding a little more to your responses. Instead of just saying I love traveling, say traveling has been one of the most enriching experiences of my life. I have learned so much about myself and the world. What about you? What places have had the biggest impact on you? The fifth one is be curious but respectful. There is a fine line between being curious and prying. Ask questions that show genuine interest but avoid interrogating her. Respect her boundaries and be mindful of the topics she is comfortable discussing. When you show respect for her personal space, she will feel more open to connect on a deeper level. Guys, if you're serious about attracting the right women and building a genuine connection, you have got to move beyond small talk. You need to engage in conversations that let you really get to know each other. The best relationships are built on trust, mutual understanding, and emotional connection. And that all starts with meaningful conversations. And here is the exciting part. I'm here to help you get there. If you want to learn how to level up your dating game and master meaningful conversations, I am inviting you to join me for the Dating Right workshop. In this workshop, I will go even deeper into the strategies and techniques that will help you build connections that matter, attract the right partner, and create lasting impressions. This is not just about picking up women, it's about learning how to communicate in a way that makes her feel seen, heard, and appreciated. Trust me, when you master these skills, you will see a transformation in your dating life. Click the link in the description to sign up for the Dating Right workshop. Don't miss out on the chance to invest in yourself and take your relationships to the next level. Thank you for tuning into the Love and Dating podcast. Until next time, keep the conversation meaningful and keep showing up as the best version of yourself, because remember, you deserve the love. Happy dating, guys.